my channel. In this video, I am going to teach you how to create a simple graphic calculator using Python. We'll be using Tkinter module for doing this task, okay? To create a graphical calculator using Python, we have to go through 4 steps. Firstly, importing Tkinter module for our graphical model, and next creating layout, that is creating a graphical model for our calculator, and then creating widgets, and finally triggering functions to our widgets. Okay, now let us go through step by step. Firstly, importing Tkinter module, right? This is a single step process, single line process. From Tkinter import star. Okay, I'm naming an expression is equals to. Before creating our functions, let us create the layout for our graphical model. Okay, if name is equals to main, I'm naming my interface to be calc is equals to tk, and then I'm configuring my background calc.configure background is equals to, I'm having it to be light green. You can have any color you want, you can have blue, red, or any color, okay? And I'm naming my graphical model to be calculator. The title function is used to name your graphical model in Tkinter module, okay? Calculator. And now I'm defining the geometry of my graphical model. Do not forget about quotation marks, okay? 270 by 150. You can have any numbers, that is any height and width you want, okay? Now I'm naming a variable named equation is equals to string variable. The string variable is a function used to hold any string value within a variable equation, okay? Now I'll have another variable named expression field for our entry widget, okay? Here I'm using entry function. The entry function is used to create a display widget on our graphical model, okay? Entry calc, comma, text variable is equals to equation, okay? Now I'm creating the grid for my expression field, grid. The maximum number of columns, that is the column span, is equals to 4, comma, iPadX, that is equals to 70. This value defines the space between the widgets along x-axis. Okay, now equation dot set. I'm setting my equation. Enter the expression. This is the text which is going to be present on your display model, okay? That is the widget, the entry widget you have created. If you want it to be blank, you can set it to be blank, okay? Now before creating any buttons, I just want to see how my graphical model looks, okay? Now I'll call my main loop calc.main loop. I'll run my program, run graphic calc. Yeah, it has been created, okay? Here you can write 2 or something. Now I'm closing this. Now I'll create buttons for my graphical calculator. Button 1 is equals to, here I'll use button function. First the master, which is calc, and text is equals to 1. This is the text which is going to be visible on your button widget. Now I'm having my font color is equals to black, and I'm setting my default color to be default, okay? My background color to be default, okay? Sorry. Until now I haven't created any functions, right? So I'm not writing any command parameter here. After creating functions, we shall add a command parameter. Now let us have height is equals to 1, comma width is equals to 7, okay? Now let us create grid for our button 1. Button 1 dot grid, row is equals to 2 and the column is equals to 4. Sorry, column is equals to 0. The indexing starts from 0, okay? Now let us paste it, copy and paste it for button 2. Instead of writing all the stuff again and again, it takes a lot of time, right? So I'll just paste it all this. Row 2 and column 1, button 2, okay? Now control V, button 3, text also to be 3, and row 2, column 2, button 3, okay? And I want my plus operator to be on my first row, so I'm giving here plus column 3, text is equals to plus, and here I'm changing my variable name to be plus, okay? And now I'll go to second row, that is the third row in general. Button 4, text 4, column 0, row 3, button 4, okay? Now I'll have button 5 here, text, change my text to be 5 and column value to 1 and variable to 5, okay? Button 6, the last button on my second row, button 6, column 2, button 6. Now I'll have the minus symbol on my second row, minus, I'll change my text to minus symbol, and column 3, minus. Now I'll go to my, sorry, I haven't changed my rows here, right? Row 3, and row 3, okay? Now I'll go to my fourth row, button 7, text 7, row 4 and column 0, button 7, okay? Now button 8, it's a little bit time taking process, just be a little patient. Button 8 and again button 9, I'll change my text to 9, column 2 and row to 4, button 9. Okay, now I'll have my multiplication operator on my third row. Literally it is fourth row, right? Multiply text to be star. You can have an X symbol also here, it doesn't matter. Column 3, and I'll change my row to 4. Okay, here I'll change my variable to multiply. Now in my last row I'll have clear, equals and decimal buttons. Okay, firstly I have clear, text to be clear row 4, sorry, it is row 5th, right? And column 0, and I'll change my variable to clear. And I'll have my equals to button equal, and I'll have my text to be equals to operator and column 1 row 5 equal. Now I'll have my decimal value, that is the decimal point dot. Decimal is equals to, I'll have my text to be a dot and row 5 column 2. Decimal. Okay, now I haven't yet defined my 0, right? Now I'll have button 0, button 0 row 5 and column 3. I'll have my text to be 3. Okay, now let us see how our model looks. Run graphic calculator. Yeah, 1 2 3, but here if I click these buttons, it's not showing any expression here, right? So to do that we have to create some functions. Okay, let us create those functions. Go to the top of your code and before main loop, now let me create some functions. I'm defining my first function for clicking of my numbers to click, and I'm taking my parameters to be num, global expression, and then expression is equals to expression plus str of num. Okay, and then I'm setting my equation dot set expression. Okay, now let us run our program again. Sorry, before running our program we have to add this function to our buttons, right? We can do that using command parameter. Command is equals to lambda and our function name. Our function name is click and here 1. Okay, do not forget to add a comma here. Okay, I'll just copy and paste it over, comma 2, and here, sorry, 3 and comma. Now remember to keep the plus operator between quotation marks. Okay, For integers, you do not need any quotation marks, but for plus and minus multiplication operator, you need quotation marks. Okay. Now for 4, click 4, comma. Sorry, I forgot to add comma on my plus operator. Comma. Five. Here 6, and then for my minus operator, quotation marks, remember that. Here 7, and then 8, 9, and for my multiplication operator, so for my clear button, I cannot use this function, so it will just display clear on my display widget. Okay, so do not use for clear and equals to button, and jump to decimal. Okay, the text is dot, keep it within quotation marks, come, and for my button 0, okay, now I'll run my program and check if this function is working or not. Run graphic calculator, 1, 2, yeah, plus, yeah, all my buttons are working, right? But if I click equal to operator, it is not giving any output, right? So for that, let us create another function named equal click, okay, for our equals to operator. Def equal click this function do not need any parameters. Here I am using a try except block for accepting any errors like 0 division error, etc. Okay, now global expression, and my final string to be string of eval of expression. And I'm setting my equation.set final. Okay, now again I'm giving my expression is equals to, now I'll go and define my except block, except equation.set error. It will display an error message. Expression is equals to, and now I'll add this to my equals to command. Okay, equal command is equals to lambda equal click. Okay, equal click has no parameters, right? So just leave it like that. Now I'll run my program, run graphic calculator. Yeah, now I'll just run a simple operation, 2 plus 3. I'll click on equal, it's not working. Let us see what's going wrong. Lambda equal click. I'll run my program again. Yeah, it is running right. Now my clear operator is not working right. Now let us create another function for clear. This is the final function and our code ends with this function. Def clear click. Even this function do not need any parameters. Global expression, and expression is equals to, and finally I'm setting my equation dot set now I'll assign this function to my clear. Okay, clear comma command is equals to lambda clear click yeah. Now I'll run my program, run graphic calculator, stop and rerun. Yeah, now let us see if this is working or not. 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. It has given us output. Clear? Yeah. Our graphic calculator has been completed. So in this way you can create a simple graphic calculator using Python. That's all. Bye.